So these days, as I said, an awful lot of people don't dress up in the way that they used to. But it's not just that people aren't all wearing suits and ties and cufflinks these days. Most people are more comfortable just going out in jeans and a t-shirt a lot of the time. It's not just that. It's also the fact that people don't carry stuff as they used to. Now, back in the day, you were guaranteed that most men would have a wallet on them. They'd have keys, they'd have a handkerchief, they'd have bits and pieces and paperwork and odds and sods. Their pockets would be relatively full, watches, etc. But actually, these days, quite often, a mobile phone has taken everything else away. A lot of people don't wear watches because they've got a clock on their phone, which is probably more accurate than their watch ever was. Uh, People don't carry wallets as much as they used to. Again, because nowadays your phone pretty much can act as a wallet. A lot of people have, phone cases that double up as wallets. So we are in a situation where it can be a little bit tricky that people aren't dressed up and don't have an awful lot on them. So what do we do about this? Well, again, it depends on the environment. If you're working on a stage show, you might think about having a jacket, a couple of jackets that you cart around with you, and pre-show, have a look round, see somebody who's kind of fitting your, the size of the jacket, and just ask them to wear it. I'm going to need some volunteers tonight. Please, can you put this on? Really, it's not a problem. You're doing a show. In close-up, again, you might want to take your own jacket off and put it over somebody else. You might be dressing the whole thing up as a demonstration anyway, which would justify that outcome entirely. Also, I've played around with this idea of asking for other objects. I find somebody that does have a suit on, or is the right kind of person for me to work with. But I ask them, what have you got on you? And they might say, nothing. I've got my phone. That's pretty much all I've come with. That's fine. So I will ask other people, can I borrow, has anybody got a wallet we could borrow? Thank you very much. We'll put that in a pocket. Has anybody got, some credit cards or some sunglasses? And I will just pick up items from other people and load that person up ready to steal. One of the fun benefits of this is that, your attention is less on something that doesn't belong to you. If you know that I'm trying to steal your watch and it's your favorite watch, then I've got to work hard to make sure I've distracted your attention. But if I've given you my watch to wear that you don't care about, you're not really thinking about it at all. It's not familiar to you, and once your body becomes physically okay with having it there, once it forgets that it exists, I can take it off you with very little effort of attention management at all, because you're not interested in the first place, so your focus is not going to be there. So also when you're dealing with people, kind of frisk them. Don't be afraid to use the back of your hand to kind of just tap a pocket as you're chatting. Look, your eyes will give you a lot of information. You can see the bulges in jackets and in trouser pockets of what they have on them. But equally, ask the question. It's all part of the show. It's all part of the interaction. I notice you've got something in there. What is it? Is it a wallet? Is it a phone? Oh, it's a phone. Oh, brilliant stuff. We'll leave that there for the moment. You've got a few things up here as well. Don't be afraid to directly ask the questions. Don't be afraid to physically frisk people. If you've used the techniques that I talked about in the earlier session where we looked at proximity, you understand about breaking the eye contact. If I want to come in close and touch you, I just need to kind of break eye contact, get you to focus. You've got something down here, there's a few things up here. What have you got behind here? It's very easy to do. And if I want to draw your attention up, as I said, I could be here, I just look up at you. And as soon as we get eye contact, you come up to me. That might facilitate a steal. So don't worry too much about what people have. You're going to have to make the most of the situation you're in. Which brings me on to this point. I really do believe now that less is more. Not just in pickpocketing, but in my magic and in my hypnosis and in my mentalism stuff. Less is often more. when I started as a pickpocket, I really felt that every interaction I had to clean this person out of every possible thing that I could steal. And as I've gone and I developed and I've played around with different ideas and different presentations, I've realized that actually for most lay people, just taking your phone without you knowing is more powerful. The subtle things, the little interactions where I do a little bit of magic maybe, and at the end of it I have your watch, or I have your phone, or I've taken your tie from you. These independent, these standalone moments seem to resonate more to people than this kind of weird mugging thing that I certainly did as a pickpocket for many years, where I'm so desperate to clean everything out. It's almost like a weird rape situation. I mean, I'm sorry to use that term, but it's that sort of, I'm all over the person like a rash. And that's, to me, it's not what it's about. It should be graceful. Less is so often more in these situations. And actually, this is perfect for your development in your practice. That you can go out with the mindset that says, hey, do you know what? Today, I'm just going to get one thing. Today I'm just going to get a phone out from somebody's pocket. Or today I'm just going to get the glasses out from somebody's lapel jacket pocket. Or today I'm just going to get something into a coat pocket, like my business card. Don't feel that you have to, have the whole finished, constructed act on your first day. Remember, less is so often more in life, and especially as a pickpocket.